Welcome to another episode of Creative Community Conversations. I am Carrie Irene Crosby. So today my guest is Tammy Morrison. Check this out.
She's a TV radio host, an intuitive, a spiritual life coach, psychic medium, divine channeler, and a healer. So you already know. Grab your favorite beverage, get a snack, get something to write with and something to write on, because we about to get it in. All right. This conversation was juicy. This is it, already in progress. Listen in.
Another way. I really started diving into deep into the law of attraction and all of the things that are under it. Because, people think that it's just the law of attraction. But it's the law of reciprocity, it's the law of circulation, it's the law of assumption, it's the law of expectation, it's all of these different laws that fall under the law of attraction. So I started really kind of diving into all of that. Went and got my degree in metaphysics because I was really wanting to get, my goal is to get the PhD because that's where I want to be at. And so I started diving into that. And the more I started studying that, the more things started coming up for me personally, and on my own healing journey. Because I tell people, I said, I'm on my own healing journey. I can also help you. I said, but I'm on my own journey. I have things that I have to do for myself and things that I'm learning every single day. Because one of the things that I feel is that if you are not learning every day, then you are not growing, you are not living, because, you need to learn. And so I do that. So every single day I try to learn something new.
What advice would you give to new business owners, especially people that are working with energy and light workers like you and I?
A lot of times people get out here and they want to start businesses, and we all do. I mean, I'm multi-passionate. I have a few different things that I do and I enjoy it, and that's who I am. However, I need a foundation, something that will help so that I can pour into the business and also myself. Because, the one thing about it, I've done this before, and it's like, if the business isn't making money, you feel a certain kind of way. You judge yourself, and we judge ourselves in that way. And we're like, oh, maybe is it me? Maybe I need to do something or whatever. And sometimes it's just the energy behind it, because people feel energy, whether they realize it or recognize it or not, they feel energy. And so, if you're out here and you're trying to, push and hustle, especially if that's not your nature, because a lot of people, they go in these coaching programs and, and I'm not down in coaching programs. Their coaching programs are great, but they go in these programs that are not fit for them. They're not built for them. Like you go in this program and they're all about, especially run by men, and I'm not down in men either, or men coaches, but some of them are like, they're of the hustle mentality, and that's where they are. But if you are a person that is in the energy world, that you can hustle all fucking day, but if your energy is not right, it ain't gonna happen for you. So you have to honor that. And that is one of the things. But you'll get in these programs and they'll be pushing you, oh, do this, do that, and it'll be stuff that don't feel good to you, or stuff you wouldn't even do. So it's like, oh my God, and you wonder why you feel so icky and crazy and nothing still is happening. And then the other part to that is, that's their template. It worked for them, but it might not work for you. Might, but it might not. And you can't even really, to me, you can't own that because it's not yours. You can take tips and stuff from everybody and anybody, and I do. Like I learned something the other day on YouTube that helped my YouTube shorts, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna try that. And I actually tried it and it helped. I got some views on my YouTube shorts. And so, I'm not saying, don't listen to somebody, take tips or whatever, but also do what feels right to you. So this last year, I think was good for me because I didn't have to work, and it was so fulfilling in that way.
So what truly came out of that year for you when you were in that space of really just focusing on yourself?
I had to think and I had to get myself together because I was like, oh my God, I'm not working, and even though my husband is here and this is I had a starter husband, but this is my professional one. And so this was like, no, 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 and he sees, he sees the overwhelm on me. And I'm so grateful because he's intuitive, but that's what I asked for too, but it's what I had to deal with in my mind because I was so used to just bringing it in. I was used to that. I would bring it in. My starter husband, I made more money than him almost all the whole 20 years of our marriage. He made more, I think maybe once. And yeah, and that was a whole another conversation. But I was used to that. I was used to just punching and doing and doing and doing and just staying in that divine masculine space because that's where I was for so many years. And the thing I realized too is that a lot of times you come out and you say, okay, this is where I am. This is what I'm going to do. Like I love to write books, and I am so excited because I'm finishing this last collection of short stories that I've been writing for the last couple of years. If it's something that you enjoy doing, it's not work, and it's also going to flow through you because that is the space that I have cultivated for myself.
So when we come back, Tammy's going to tell you all about what she does and her businesses. So stick around.
It's really all about this right here. We do things according to the way that we see the world, which is shaped by our experiences. When you're able to see the reasons of your why of the decisions that you make, it can actually propel you forward. This thing right here is such a powerful weapon that we can use in our everyday lives to move us forward and out of situations and circumstances that we find ourselves in. Sometimes we are born into things and we believe that they are normal, but if something in your life does not feel right, it is probably not right for you. You have an opportunity to change your life according to the decisions that you make, but you have to realize that there is a decision that is to be made.
So I'm a spiritual development coach, and it took me a while to even embrace that type of thing because I don't even like the word coach. I don't like it. But I realized that it really is what I am because I do love to help people in their spiritual development, in their awakening process when they start learning about their gifts and trying to embody them and embrace their gifts. I love doing that because I see the aha moments, and a lot of times I'm able to see the gifts that people have inside of them. I also have a budgeting YouTube channel that I am monetizing this year in 2024. So I would love it if you would go there and find some videos to watch because I have over 1,000 on there.
So tell us about your books. You're also an author. Tell us the books that you so far has authored.
Unchain Me Mama. And it was an anthology. There were 9 of us that wrote it. This is my second book, and this is I call it my signature book because it's my memoir. Walking Away, Winning the War Against Shame, Abuse, AIDS, and Abandonment. And then I have a third book that's an ebook, and it's called Michelle, and it was based on a patient that I took care of and her story. You can always find all of those things on Amazon. I also have an amazing podcast, Straight Out of Savannah, where I interview spiritual entrepreneurs, people who are changing the planet spiritually. It is on Spotify and anywhere that you listen to your podcast, and it is also on my YouTube channel.
So in this past year when you were out of work, how did that isolated time affect your business and business growth?
That actually was such an amazing time for me because it really helped me to clarify. It helped me to get into clarity, even though I had a lot of things going on. Like I had a lot of things coming at me and trying to deal with and all that stuff. But it really helped me to clarify, where I wanted to go because there's so many things, as you know, that we can do. Like, I'm certified in so many different modalities. I don't even remember all of them. And so, you can take that and you can go down a rabbit hole with all those things, because there's so many things. Like I said, I'm still a healer. I still do readings. at a metaphysical shop, and I do them, personally if people want them. So it's so many things that you can do. So this year helped me to really get in clarity about what it is that I truly enjoy and what it is that I wanted to do as far as my business growth go, as far as the spiritual realm of it. So it kind of really did that for me. I also did a lot of marketplaces, a lot of metaphysical marketplaces for sure, but I did actually some other ones outside that weren't metaphysical. But I did a lot of marketplaces too, because I also make spiritual products like Reiki infused jewelry, like these ones that I have on. I also do bath soaks that are, I think everybody that's taken them said they take them to another place. So I do those. I created those. And I also created a house blessing spray that is an amazing lavender spray. So I love to do all of that. And I create cannabis products as well. I created some cannabis suppositories. I'm working on some salve. So yeah, so I love doing all of that. And that this time gave me that time to be able to actually get into that, to say, okay, I want to work with spiritual development. I want to work with people to help them, open up their gifts and to, be a witness for them and an anchor and a support for them. And I also love to create. So I was able to do that. And so I did all this creating, and and I also do Bach flower remedies, which is another tool that I didn't get certified in. I just learned. I had a mentor to teach me. And so, so many different things. And so what this year did was it just helped me just to set it all up and say, okay. And then it also helped me to embrace, all of who I am, because like I said earlier, we have these coaches and different people that say stupid stuff to you, like, oh, you need to just do one thing. Well, maybe you need to do one thing. It just makes you want to throw the fuck up when you hear it, because it's like, no, why do I have to be a one-trick pony? I almost want to scream that to people, because you'll see it, especially when you look at people's posts, you can see it. You're like, oh, she done been in some coaching program and they've been telling her she's too much and all of this stuff, right? That was the shift. That was the shift. It's like, no. Now I do understand the analytic stuff now. I'm learning a lot about that, and I understand a little bit more about that. And I do understand that, yeah, there are words you need to say, keywords and all this stuff. And I get that, but there's that other piece where, I feel like if I enjoy it or I like it, there are people that are like me that are looking for me, and it was evidenced with my client that I got from YouTube, which was amazing, because I was like, where'd you come from? And she just reached out and stuff, and we worked together, and it was an amazing time. And I was like, wow, this is good. And she said, you were saying something. And I said, she's speaking to me. I got to find her. And then she said something else. Another video popped up in the same thing. And so I was like, okay, this is how this is supposed to work.
Have you got your ATBA flag yet? What you waiting for? Click the link above and support ATBA Impact Group as we plant positive seeds of change on a consistent basis, so you can keep looking good, feeling good, and smelling good. All the good. It's good stuff.
I was like, okay, this is how this is supposed to work. But I realized it works like that when I honor that part of me, just like what you were saying. When I say, you know what, this is something, that I need to say, and even like I do lives like that on TikTok. I started doing TikTok lives, and I'm like, I just say whatever's on my mind and what I feel, to say at that time.
Yeah. And that is a big shift. I think that's the shift that I needed to make in order to be able to get online confidently and speak. Is shifting between, I used to get online because I'm like, oh my God, somebody got to hear this other than me. But it shifted from that to, this is something I got to say. I don't care if no one ever hears it again. This is a burning calling to say and speak this download into existence for myself. Yeah. And whoever catches that wave, catches that wave. That's it.
Exactly.
And it's, yeah.
It's amazing when you think about it like that. It's like, you know, and I actually get so much reaction from some of those particular things that I do, like some of the little videos that I do. Sometimes I'm like, you know, and I don't think nothing of it. You know, I just put it out there because sometimes it's because God said to put it out there, you know, and
Yeah.
you know, those are the ones
Yeah.
that people can say, I needed to hear this, you know. They're like, yeah, and apparently I needed to say it.
Yeah, that was a lesson for me. Good stuff. All right, so I want you to say whatever else you want to say, and we'll wrap this up. What do you want to say directly to them? To just encourage them, or just to tell them more about who you are?
So I really want people to understand that really the first step to any type of shift in your life is connecting to your body, learning what the language of your body is, how your body speaks to you, because our bodies speak to us every day. And also knowing that when you connect to your body, you connect also to your soul, you connect to your mind, you connect to your spirit, you know, because the body is just the vessel that encompasses and holds all of those things. But you connect to that at that time, and then you begin to make the shifts that you require and that you're looking for. You'll begin to see, you know, the gifts that you have inside of you. And then something will awaken inside of you where you'll start looking for a teacher, and you'll start looking for somebody to help you to shift. And it could be a person just like Carrie just talked about, that she found him, but he was already dead, you know. And I actually have found some of those as well, you know, people that I love and people that have been able to speak into my life and offer me shifts. And so I just want to say that when you get to that space, you know, however you get here, because we all get here, we're being called here, we're being transported here, we're being pulled here. So once you get here to this space and you decide that you need some support on your journey, I would love to assist you. You can find me, you can Google me, you can find me on all the platforms, all of them, TikTok, YouTube. I also have a group, Awakening Your Intuition, if you are interested, on Facebook, that you can join me, where we'll be actually diving deeper into spiritual development and seeing what that looks like for you and helping you and supporting you in a way that feels good and kind. So thank you, Carrie, for inviting me.
Oh, you are so very welcome. Thank you so much for being my guest, and I look forward to like partnering with you and collaborating with you in the future. If you want to get in contact with Tammy, just hit one of the links above in the description, and she'll be more than happy to assist you on your spiritual journey as well. Carry on. Carry out.